Can you build good old muscle without gaining any of that excess weight? Not only is it possible, it might actually be one of the better fitness approaches for a lot of people. So in this two-part series, we're going to break down how building muscle without gaining weight works, who should do it, and the steps you need to achieve it. Hi, for those of you new to the channel, my name is Picturefit. I make health and fitness content using my training background and education, as well as the constantly evolving scientific research. I also cut my own hair. As you can see, it's going really well. Our physiological understanding of building muscle is that one must provide an environment with both sufficient stimuli and nutrients to promote muscle protein synthesis, the physiological processes for muscle growth. The stimuli is provided by our physical training, notably resistance training like lifting weights or calisthenics. The nutrients portion, of course, is the food we eat, which we generally measure from calories. One of the most popular nutrition strategies for building muscle is something called the cut-bulk cycle, the intentional losing and gaining of weight. Bulking is the weight gaining cycle that provides the ideal muscle building environment. During a bulk, you eat in excess to provide the body more nutrients than it needs, creating a surplus to prime muscle growth. However, a byproduct of bulking is weight gain, and not just muscle weight, but also weights from our good little friend called body fat. Thankfully, cutting resolves this, creating an environment primed for weight and fat loss. During a cut, you do the opposite and provide fewer nutrients than your body demands, causing a deficit. However, cutting also severely limits your ability to build muscle, and if prolonged, you can even run the risk of losing some of your precious gains. Nonetheless, the cut-bulk cycle is still one of the most efficient fitness strategies since bulking is nearly unmatched for muscle growth. But not everyone wants to cycle between long phases of eating a lot and long phases of eating very little. At times, you might be as much as 10 plus pounds heavier or lighter than you want to be, and both could last for weeks or months at a time. Not everyone wants to deal with such significant weight and food fluctuations. This is where we chime in with the ideal of building muscle without the challenging changes to your weight. First, let's address it right off the bat. Yes, it is physiologically possible to build muscle without gaining weight. In fact, research has shown that in specific circumstances, muscle growth can even occur while losing weight. Again, building muscle requires an environment with sufficient stimuli and nutrients. But getting sufficient nutrients doesn't require nutrients to be delivered in excess, like in bulking. Additionally, muscle growth requires sufficient protein intake, which is arguably even more important than just counting calories. But yes, you can build muscle by eating just enough to meet body demands, which is commonly classified as maintaining energy balance. And being in this maintenance phase, your weight will be, well, maintained. Thus, you build muscle without gaining weight. However, there are a few catches to this strategy. One, a big one, is that muscle growth and strength to an extent will normally take longer to progress compared to bulking. With bulking, you're overshooting your needs, creating a cushion that ensures enough nutrients are delivered, whereas attempting maintenance might not always be the case. And that's caveat number 2. Reaching energy maintenance is not exactly simple due to its constant changes. Our energy needs fluctuates on a daily basis based on our activity. It can be significantly different several months later, and there's no practical method to accurately measure it. Merely, we rely on formalized estimates. And 3, results can vary greatly from one person to the next. Many factors have significant influence on the results, like a person's fitness level and body fat percentage. It won't be a good fit for everyone. So you gotta think twice if you're naughty or nice, and if you want to stick to this strategy if your current situation is working against you. That said, let's go ahead and look at some conditions and criteria that will clear a lot of this up so you can make a much more informed decision. First and foremost, make sure you specifically want to build muscle without gaining weight and you don't want to try anything else. Cut bulk cycles work and can be a good fit for a lot of people. Rule that out before anything else. Next, you should be someone that is already at your ideal weight or very close to it. If you're someone classified as notably overweight or underweight, then your strategy should focus on addressing that first with cutting or bulking. Assuming your current weight isn't an issue, you also want to make sure that your body fat percentage isn't already too low. The research makes it very clear that those with very low body fat percentages, like around 12% body fat or less, have the most difficult time building muscle without gaining weight. It's already tough to maintain a low body fat percentage, let alone trying to build muscle on top of it, at least naturally. Next, you might want to consider this strategy if you have little to no training experience. There are diminishing returns to progressive muscle growth. The more trained and fit you are, the more and more work, time, and nutrients you need to build muscle. Trying to build muscle without gaining weight only make these aspects harder. Whereas for beginners, you can train less, eat less, and take less time and still build significant muscle. And although this strategy is possible for more advanced trainers, the results will be very slow compared to a bulk, which is not ideal since building muscle even on a bulk at your level can already be challenging. But if you do, then, and this goes for everyone, this strategy is a good option if you're willing to be patient and you don't need to reach a specific muscle or weight goal in a tight time frame. This strategy can also be good for you if you want something that is more sustainable as a lifestyle. This strategy is not about momentary extreme surpluses, deficits, or any other diet, which one can argue is not fully sustainable and borderline unhealthy if taken too far. Since building muscle without gaining weight employs maintenance, there's no massive changes or adjustments, making it a solid base for long-term planning for both your fitness and your health. And finally, this strategy might be for you if you don't mind some meticulous planning, at least early on. Again, figuring out maintenance calories is not easy. And when we jump into the actual steps of this strategy in the next video, you'll see that you will need some tight planning to iron out the kinks until you get a better feel for it. And then it kind of becomes second nature. Now double check and make sure these conditions apply well to you if you want to give it a shot. In the end, it's all about making sure you're doing something that suits you best. There's nothing wrong with just doing cutting and bulking as long as you understand and deal with the caveats that come along with it. Same for trying to build muscle without gaining weight. As we can see, it's not fully cut and dry and it will take some determination and patience with your results. Now, if you are certain that it is the right fit for you, then let's jump into the how and the steps on actually getting this done. Link to that video is in the description. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a bulky thumbs up and share it with your meticulous planning-loving friends. Subscribe for more. As always, thank you for watching and get your protein, which we'll be covering in the next video as well.